Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War. Where are we at now? Campaign 26, week 3. So of course today, this week, well technically last week, but it took effect today, we ended up getting the version 9.0 patch, and with it of course, we had some drastic Underspire changes. So we're going to be doing the rest of the battles that we haven't done during the weekly video. For everything here. We already got a scouting room as well for a really nice location. We end up finding the merchant room, which is the best one to be able to find because that's the main one you want to avoid. It is pretty much the only dead end room you ever want to not do. So we pretty much got best case scenario on our first scout. But yeah, there's a bunch of new rooms. There's like this trinket room here, which gives free trinkets. It doesn't even require a torch. We got these trap rooms. We got the scouting room that we end up finding at the middle of the weekly video, which ends up scouting out a 3x3 location, which gave us a pretty good one, actually. A lot of that space we can't really use because it's on the path, but the only thing you really ever need to scout is the merchant room, so that's still actually a really good scout then, since the merchant room is the only thing that really matters. Of course, all the old dead-end rooms are still the same. All the boss room things are still the same. Stuff like that. Actually, I might as well start here since we're already here. But, yeah, visually different, a little bit different, a lot easier to get through. Also, someone was mentioning during the video, too, the reason I wasn't getting traps is because they're too early to have the traits. So I guess we have to get 1 or 2 forward, so I haven't actually seen any of the trap thingies yet. So I'll try to go through the gate so that we can go and see some of them. But first, let's go grab this dead-end room, get our normal loot. So these aren't any different, these dead-end rooms here, but of course, still good to go forward, try to get those final sentinels. They did mention that they're going to be adding some way in the future to be able to get them better. But, hey, still want to go get them now if we can. Because whatever they're going to cost is probably going to be pretty expensive. Unless they make it primarily cost diamonds, in which case it might still be expensive, but we have basically infinite diamonds, so it wouldn't really matter what they cost. Like, if it costs 10,000 diamonds, it's basically 0 for how many resources we have right now. We just don't really know what resource they're going to make it cost. Oh, no! 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 We were just talking about it! Well, I broke my dry streak. Good news. We broke our dry streak. Bad news. It's a repeat. No! Oh no. That's really funny. Literally, this is the first treasure room since the patch. I wonder if they fixed their drop rates or changed them in any way. I didn't see anything in the patch notes mentioning it. I think this is pure RNG. This was from a common room, too. This is literally lowest chance you could ever have of getting one. But no, it's a dupe. I already have this one. I'm missing, I believe, green and red, I think? Green and something. I can't remember. But, yeah, this is one of the ones I already had, unfortunately. Oh. Well, we got one. It's the wrong one, but we got one. But yeah, those are going to be easier to get. They're going to be in Soulforge at some point. 9.0 didn't put them there, but sometime probably in the next year they're going to add them to Soulforge so you can craft them directly if you keep getting bad RNG like that. Because for whatever reason, they don't have duplicate protection. So you can easily get like 5, 10 of the same one in a row. I mean, not literally in a row, but you know, of ones that you already have. Because ideally the way that it would have worked is you would have gotten one of each, and then it would have started giving you duplicates, but no, it can literally start giving you duplicates immediately. Like your first 2 could literally be the same one. Alright, let's go move forward. I wanted to see if we can get one of the new trap rooms. I haven't seen any of the new trap gems yet. Might even bring up one of those little tutorial things that show it. Anyways, hello everyone. Also, we will be doing a lot of the journey event to do as well. We're still restructuring the guild, even though we got back to 30 out of 30. We have some people that are a little bit less active as new recruits that we're probably going to have to slowly start replacing out. But, yeah, we're going to have to still do some of the events a little bit deeper than we normally would, as a lot of them aren't going to be as active. But anyways, hello, yeah, hello, Chad, hello, Merlu, hello, excuse me, hello, Jets, hello, Clipbomb, hello, Cookie, hello, Ron, hello, Nightmare, hello, Jets, hello, Vanessa, too. Oh, yeah, you're saying in the morning, yeah, I didn't notice that till after the fact. It's like, oh, yeah, they're not traded, are they? That's one thing I hate about this new little trait thingy. I just always assumed they're traded. It was really easy to tell in the previous trait system when something was traded or not. But I find it really hard to tell here. Like, these are all what the icons when it's fully traded. But just like the same thing without the middle diamond whenever they're not traded. Like this. Actually, we can see it right here. This is what it looks like when they're not traded, and this is what it looks like when it is traded. It's literally just like a little white square difference is all the difference is. Whereas before, you would see like the whole icon or not see the whole icon and stuff like that, which made it really easy to tell if something was or wasn't traded. But it's really hard to tell now, because this is the difference now. And I don't know, I personally don't really pay attention to that much at all. Whereas in the previous system, it used to be so much more obvious several years back if something was traded or not. Also, we will be at some point going back for that dead end room that we just passed. But I want to skip forward so we could try to see one of the new trap rooms if we can. So, hello, Tyrion! Hello, Chris! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Okay, this is not a treasure room, but this is one of the 3 trinket rooms. This does not require any torches to do. Actually, I believe almost all the new rooms don't require any torches to do. But yeah, it looks like it could be 3 completely different random ones. Interesting. I thought it would just be 3 the same one. But it seems like it can give you 3 of literally any combination of trinkets. We got 2 hex and 1 bone. Most of these aren't too useful. Oh, I just saw some clipping there. That's weird. I wonder if they're going to fix that later. It's like clipping through the thing. It's like layered weirdly. But, yeah, I forget what most of these do. Frost Trinket, I believe, just freezes the enemy. Bone Trinket creates a bunch of skulls at the start of battle. Hex, I believe, curses them. Wild Trinket, I think, is just a bunch of wild cards. Resistant, I believe, gives you Bless or Barrier or both. And Death Trinket, I believe, Death marks all enemies. I haven't used a single one of these ever. Mostly because the game never really gave enough to ever bother using, but with the new trinket system, maybe it is now. Because on top of all the small trinkets you would get before, you're now getting, on average, if you find all 3 rooms related to it, which we found 2 so far. I believe it's on average, like, 9 trinkets? 9, 10, somewhere around there. Obviously, that's nowhere near the, like, almost 100 battles you have to do. But at least it's slightly better. You could use them on some of the more key battles if you really had to. Whereas right now, they're just not really used at all because you don't get enough. But yeah, you should, on average, per week, get about 10 more trinkets than you previously did in the previous system. Wild Trinket is the best. Is that the one that does wild cards? Yeah, I haven't ever bothered using any of them. Like, they can be strong if you use them on a battle where it matters, like a lantern battle. I've just never really bothered in the past. But I guess on weeks that are a little bit more annoying, maybe we'll start running them on lantern battles then. Like, you know, the ones that you end up doubling on. Yeah, let's see what we get from this treasure room. 50 shards. Not, like, amazing, but it's better than nothing. So far, I haven't gotten any, like, super good drop from a treasure room. Actually, we even got a better drop from the trap room. I think our best new drop was 15 writs. Nothing crazy, but, you know, it's loot that wasn't there before, if nothing else. And actually useful loot, even though it's not a particularly high quantity of it. But that's pretty much what the 9.0 patch. It just made it so doing Underspire requires less torches, aka less gems to complete, while also making it quicker, while also making it more rewarding. Those are like the 3 things it did. Oh, nice. We found all 3 of them. So one of them was over here, which I actually can't see anymore because it doesn't show the icon thing. But we found one trinket room right over here. The second one is right here that we just claimed right there. And it gave us 2. I think it's 2 to 5 you can end up giving. And the third and final one is all the way over there on the primary path over there. So yeah, we found all 3 of the trinket rooms then. That is the first room that we found all of them of. Alright, and there's the door. So let's go down this path and see if we can find an early dead end or something on it. Or see if we can find the boss room as well. It's basically what Underspire already was. It's technically a new system for Underspire, but it's basically just what Underspire was, but with better rewards, more room variety, and just easier to get through it now. As all the trap rooms and treasure rooms seem really easy to get through, and all of those new rooms that have like a special effect like scouting and those trinkets that we keep taking, those require 0 torches to take. So before, they would have not only been a battle that would have slowed you down, but they also require no torch, which makes it so you need less gems to complete out the Underspire. I did buy max battles today, but every other day we should only need to spend a double pack probably to be able to go and fully scout out the entire place. And I'm pretty sure now you can get away with just double pack the entire time, spending 150 gems per day, and pretty consistently get the entirety of it completed. Maybe even a little bit less than that. Whereas before it could easily cost like over 1,000. But now it should be just slightly under. You should be able to get it done in like 800-ish, I want to say. Give or take a little bit slow. But on average, you should be able to complete out Underspire in about 100 to 200 less gems than before the update. While still getting the same loot plus all the new loot. Speaking of new loot, let's see what we get from the treasure room here. Fortunately, the big guy's going to survive there. And he dies to reflect. That's funny. Oh, nice. Another treasure room. Oh, you know what? Let me go for the trap room and see if it has a trait. Do you have a trait yet? Yes, they are fully traded. I want to see this. I haven't seen any of the new traits yet. So I'm gonna go do that over here. 3 resistance trinket, nothing too special, but there we go. But yeah, let me go take this trap as, yeah, I want to see this new trap gem. They weren't traded in the first area, so we didn't get to see this earlier when we were doing it during the weekly video earlier today. But yeah, let's go check it out real quick. So basically they create a gem that would end up being bad for you. I believe these end up creating a mirror gem, trap gem, that when taken will give them reflect, which will of course just do a bunch of damage to us. So here we go, we got our trap gems. Oh no, it just does a bunch of random stats effects to us. Actually, I'll say right here. This gem will create 3 Doom Skulls or inflict one of the following stats effects. Stun, Freeze, and Tangle Fairy Fire will be applied to all player troops. Yeah, Stun, Freeze, and Tangle Fairy Fire. Let's see, we got Freeze over there. We got another Freeze over there. I don't think we got hit by anything else, though. Actually, I think one of them got hit as well, but he had Impervious, so it didn't end up affecting him with anything. But yeah, those are some slightly annoying ones. Stun, Freeze, and Tangle Fairy Fire. Stun would make it so you can't do your traits. Freeze, obviously lose turn. Entangle for 0 attack if it happens at first slot. Fairy Fire for 50% more spell damage, which is probably the scariest one, honestly. Just because on harder battles, this would actually make them pretty lethal, some of the things that were already doing a lot of damage. But then again, all these traps are only really appearing on easy fights, so honestly, it shouldn't really matter that much. I thought they were going to be mixed in with other troops, but it's literally just a battle of 4 of them, which is pretty straightforward because they don't really do anything that threatening. Because the whole premise of them is they're supposed to be bad when you end up taking them, so you kind of want to try to avoid taking them. But the battles that they're on are so weak that it honestly doesn't matter at all. Which I'm not sure if they're going to adjust that some in the future, or if it's just going to be like that. But, yeah, you can kind of just ignore them. Like, if you take them, you take them. It's not really that big a deal. Might slow you down a little bit, but it's not really that huge of a hindrance. And we got a legendary ingot from it. Nothing too special, but earlier on in the game, that'd be a good way to kind of start stockpiling them without needing to do Underworld. Now that you can start getting a decent amount from Underspire. And of course, 2 of the new treasure rooms here, which can also give some additional loot on top of what they've already have in the past. But yeah, not bad. Unfortunately, we are out of torches, though, between doing the video earlier and that. But we will be able to do a lot of this on Thursday. So, of course, we're streaming tonight, but we'll also be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Guild Wars. So on Thursday, we'll be able to do a ton more of it. However, because I'll stack my battles for Tuesday and Wednesday and just do it all on Thursday. However, there is something we do need to go do a ton of battles for today. And that is the current journey event. So I haven't started it yet, but I did end up buying to tier 6+1 to be able to help out the guild. Because even though we're back at 30 out of 30, we do have some somewhat inactive people down there. So we are going to need to start slowly replacing them out when applicable. However, because of that, yeah, I'm going a little bit deeper than normal to help out the guild. And yeah, it's our team. We're doing Doomed Impaler with the Aquin and then double Ubistet. We might need to replace out to a safer hero class later down the line, like Elementalist or something similar. But for the earlier fights, we're going to want to have the momentum of this because we're getting 2 magic per turn, 1 per Ubistet, in order to feed to our weapon. If you don't have Ubistets, you could offset with other mana accumulation and everything. But per Ubistet that you have, you are gaining 1 magic, up to 2, because you need to have one of them be Aquin, as he gives you triple score, which is very important, obviously. And let's get into it. Should be fine with this team for quite a while. Might have to change it at some point once we get deeper. And similar to last week, I guess we'll just run all the battles, might as well. We're not going to do all of them right now. We'll probably go down to like 40-ish. Then go clear out everything else we need to go do. Also, maybe finally get our last purple deep book. Actually, maybe we should go do that first now that I think about it. We have a permanent +2 magic we might be getting today. It's not in the title because I couldn't fit it, plus it's pure RNG if we get it or not. However, yeah, today might be the day we hit max magic. Not just off a hero like we did a few weeks ago, but off of everything. As we have 1 kingdom left to get magic on, and I'm literally 1 purple deed book short. Actually, no, I think I still need some extra turns. I don't think I did the extra turn thing yet. Because all the battles I keep doing gets like no extra turns. Where is it? I'm looking for journey, not journey. I'm looking for campaign. Did I ever get, no. I would need to go get that if I get a purple deed book here. Or who knows, maybe we'll get 2 from PvP, you never know. Alright, let's go grab them real quick. How many do I have? 2? 3? Oh yeah, I didn't make a leaderboard last week, so I gotta do it this week. So I think I only have 2 rolls right now. Oh no, I do have 3, perfect. Alright, let's go see if we can get purple deed book, or even double. If we get single, I need to go grind out a bunch of extra turns at some point in the stream, which shouldn't take that long if we build a team properly for it. But a lot of the teams we have been using have been pretty minimal and taking them from the board. But if we get 2, we're already good to go. Let's see if we can get at least 1 purple here. That's not purple. That's not purple. Oh, boo. Okay, never mind. We're not grinding that today. Well, better luck next Monday. Or maybe later this week. Because we'll get some from PvP, I mean from Guild Wars potentially. So hopefully we'll win a couple Guild War days then. Anyways, let me go back to what we're doing. Let's go back to games. Oh, no, not games. Guild Event Journey. And let's go clear out the journey event real quick. Or at least get it down to like 40-ish battles, then go clear out everything else. Because I do want to finish out every last sigil, I just don't want to do it all at once, otherwise we'll be here for a while. Any new troop you can get in Underspire? No. They didn't add any new troops. The main troops that you get from Underspire are still the 6 Sentinel troops. But no new troops have been added. They specifically mentioned that they're not adding the trap gem troops to drop table. Not sure if they're just initial drop tables or just permanently. But it seems like they aren't inclined to add them to the game. Which makes sense because they're not really that good. I think the main reason they might be doing it is the way that the trap gem mechanic works. Might be a little bit buggy if you had it that way. Like if you had it on your team. Because I'm pretty sure the way that the gem works is only one-sided. So there's a good chance they're probably never going to be able to make it work on player. Because if you had one on your own team, it would literally backfire on yourself with the way it's probably currently coded. But I think it's the main reason why you can't actually obtain them. Is because it's probably only coded one way. So if you had a trap troop on your team, it would literally just hurt your own team. Unless they made it like a defend-only troop or something. For like Guild Wars. Which actually would be a cool thing. There currently isn't any defend-only troop. There's a few things that have a really dated trait that gives you them like 5 armor or something on defend teams or something like that. But, as well as that one that I think gives like 10 to all stats. That one weird Guardian one. But, yeah, we don't have any troops that are like only defend. But if they were to ever add them to the game, they probably would have to be only defend due to how they're likely coded at the moment. Since I'm pretty sure Trap Gem isn't coded to work both ways. Because that'd be really bad if the trap troop that you put on your own team inflicts your own team with negative effects. That'd be very bad. Oh yeah, we have Blessed too, I forgot about that. Because we bought so many packs. It feels weird because normally I don't go this deep, like last week and this week. But gosh, we have so much extra benefit compared to normal. We have score reduction, we get to start with Bless. I believe we have Barrier as well, a bunch of other stuff. It is so nice. Barrier in particular is pretty cool because when you get really deep into various game modes, even if they're at like 1-shot or 2-shot range of you, you know, you can just completely negate one hit. Which gives you a lot of survivability time when you get really deep, when they otherwise would have pretty much one-shotted you. Which should be good for Journey, because if I'm not mistaken, Journey scales pretty hard. As far as how strong it ends up getting near the end. There's actually an achievement for it too. I recall that being a lot, pretty annoying as well. I think you need to get like 20,000 points in a given week. Which I'm not sure if we get there with how many we bought. It's obviously an achievement we already did in the past, but we'll probably be hitting it again this week. But I think it's somewhere around like 20,000, 30,000 points or something. Though, I guess that is a little bit easier than it was in the past. Even though Journey troops are nerfed into the ground, they did modify the scoring system to be easier to get points. So technically that achievement is easier than when it launched. Even though the troop is worse, the actual point accumulation is quicker. Like you don't have to go as deep compared to before. The game mode also scales a lot slower than it used to. That was something else that they did with all the changes. It used to scale up a lot more rampantly than it does now. But they slowed it down quite a bit several months ago. One of the patches earlier this year. It was like the last final patch that they did to finally fix Journey events. Oh, I need red. Where's all the red? We even have Red Storm. Where's all the red? I just need any amount of red. Or Skull. Skull works too. We're early enough just to kill it out. Oh, 2 magic. Ooh, best stat you could have gotten. I didn't even notice that there. Nice, nice. But yeah, we'll go down until we get 40 battles. Hand out a redeem code and then go from there. Also, speaking of redeem codes, I have the special Christmas one to hand out. Not today, but next Monday. We'll probably do that. Because that'll be the same week that we get the Christmas pet on the Wednesday. So might as well hand it out then. Yeah, we'll take that one down. Kill it out with whatever. Yeah, early battle should be pretty free. We are going to need to modify this team at some point. Not sure if we're going to need to today, but basically once Hero is at any threat of dying, we do need to go and restructure the team in some way. But as long as it has no threat of dying, we just leave it there. It's fine. Did I just full miss with all that red? How do you miss that hard? That is a mega miss right there. The thing's at bare minimum creating 10 and it didn't even get a single 3-pair. Oh, we're actually seeing a new guy as well. That's interesting. I wonder if he gets double magic as well. I don't think he is based on the stat line there. It seems to only be applying to ours, which is good. He's at 20% to double magic. Just give him a pretty substantial hit. It's good for cleaning stuff up, and if you need to in early game, it could literally be your only damage source as well if you really had to. Just using the Journey Troop as all your damage. As is doing more single target damage than what our main weapon is. Our main weapon's doing more overall damage per cast. But the amount of damage that we're doing to a singular unit is higher on the Journey Troop. If they happen to get like a 25% revive or something. So they're like enhanced versions of evil gargoyle gems. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that like that. But yeah, it's basically what trap gems are. It's basically like evil gargoyle gems, except it got rid of all like the trashier ones. So it doesn't have some of the stronger ones like silence. But it got rid of things like poison, disease, stuff like that. But that's a way of looking at them. Trap gems are basically just bad gargoyle gems that can only inflict yourself. Because even if the enemy takes it, it still inflicts your team. But it's kind of like a slightly different bad gargoyle gem that can never be beneficial for your own team. Do you think the devs will apply a pet to the new holiday troop? Will apply a pet to the new holiday troop. Not sure what you mean. Do you think the devs will apply a pet to the new holiday troop? It already does, doesn't it not? The one that gives 5 to all stats. Unless you're referring to a different holiday troop. But the one axe one that does the double choice mechanic Doom Skull thingy, that one gets 5 to all stats from the pet that's in there. Should we upgrade the Journey Troop to Shiny level 2? I'm personally not going to be. Oh no, there's not too much of a use case out of outside this event week. There are some that I do it for, most notably the Dragon one recently. I end up doing because it creates a bunch of purple, which is useful for some pure dragon teams. But this one is pretty much not ever going to be that useful. I don't know, Rashkas do use a lot of red. But a lot of the really meta teams with 4 times Rashka don't really need him on the team. I don't know, I guess he's fine. But he's not really like get up shiny level good. Like you'd probably use him in a 4 times Rashka team. But he doesn't feel good enough to go out of your way for. I did it for the Dragon one the other week, or 2 journeys ago. What was it? 1 journey ago? 2 journeys ago? It was pretty recent. But the only reason I upgraded that one was because dragons are just so strong. And there's some unique teams that you could do if you're not using Essentia, where you would instead use that purple spawning dragon if he's shinied, which is why we got him shinied. As there are some rare circumstances where you would drop Essentia for a pure purple dragon team. Because Essentia isn't purple. Which is the 50% mana start dragon troop, of course. Because under pure purple dragon, you can't run 50%, so instead you would normally run him. Is better one the better ones to level up since Rashka class is Perma Red Storm? I guess that's one way of looking at it too. But how often are you really bringing out Rashkas though? Like dragons you actually bring out like legitimately as a real team a lot of times. But Rashkas you're literally only bringing out if the restriction is Rashka or Pride Lands. And that's basically it. Whereas the dragon guy you can literally use on a 4 times dragon team or a purple restriction or some other similar things. Like you wouldn't bring this out as a pure red team. I don't think there would ever be a circumstance where you build like a 4 times Rashka team for red. Whereas you would build a 4 times purple dragon team for purple. Maybe not always, but it's definitely an option. Whereas there's so many better red teams that you could use that don't use 4 times Rashka. But it's not a bad one to get shinied. I personally just won't be going for it though. Especially since we just went for one so recently. Yeah, as far as the pet that upgrades the Miss Crinkle thing, you get one from the dailies this week and next week. I believe this week you got to kill a bunch of green. Next week will probably be a bunch of red or something. But yeah, you got to kill a bunch of green. You get one copy of it, and the rest of them are obtained from the 2-week-long holiday event that started today, which we haven't actually done our battles for yet. We will get there soon. Which will probably be the first thing we do once we get down to 40 battles here. We'll go clear out daily, start with the winter event, and then start cycling through all the standard dailies. And then we'll come back to go do, like, all the rest of these sigils. Which will probably take us a solid hour, if not longer. It'll be a little bit of a longer stream today. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do too much Underspire, just because we're pretty limited in how many battles we can do per day. But Thursday will be the big day for that. We'll do Guild Wars at the beginning. And then after we clear out Guild Wars, we should have almost an hour of Underspire to go do in a new format. As I'll save all the battles that we go on Tuesday and Wednesday, plus all the battles that we obviously get for Thursday. And we'll do that all Thursday night then for right after Guild War. And it'll also, of course, be the first day of Damon Guild War. As Ryan mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys still have any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. But yeah, we got a lot of dailies this week. Aside from all the usual stuff, we got the Christmas event that started, and now Guild Wars later this week. And when I say dailies, I mean like stuff that you literally have to do every day and you can't delay them. There's quite a few things in Gems of War do have a delay function on them. But the winter event and the Guild Wars do not. Both of which are this week. Hopefully my guild remembers to set defend teams. Don't forget tomorrow and Wednesday you gotta set your one defend team. And so far, we have not had a single week where everyone in the guild set a defend. Actually, no. We did have one time ever. Literally once. We're at like 8 or 9 Guild Wars in the new format. And we've had one total time where 27 people set all their defense. And that's with like a third guild pretty much every time as well. Which means nearly every guild war except one, we've had 4 more people not set a defend. Then a lot of people forget that you're not allowed to set Wanda stars. You're allowed to for the offensive teams, which is why in the Monday video we had it for all the Damon teams. I think only like one of them didn't. Actually, I think all 3 literally use Wanda stars. But you're allowed to for that. But defensively, you can't use Wanda stars. It gets replaced with Prismatic Orb. Same as Stellaryx, it gets replaced with Diamantina. As it counts as a PvP battle, so it still gets replaced defensively like the other ones do. For whatever reason, Flower Dragon doesn't get replaced though. What do I think of Miss Crinkle? Oh yeah, it's pretty good. We'll be messing around with it on Thursday as well, probably. Or maybe Friday, just because we're doing so many things on Thursday already to begin with. Thursday or Friday we will. We'll have it by Thursday, but I might save it for Friday just so we're not overloading the stream. As it's probably already going to be like a 2+ hour stream on Thursday as well. So I'll probably save going over it till Friday then. After the Friday Guild War. It also gives us some time to go get the pet upgraded as well. Not like it makes that big a difference, but you know, it helps her a little bit. Gives her extra attack value, gives her extra magic. Well, technically gives all stats, but those are the 2 more relevant ones. How many sigils are we at? Once we're at 40, we'll stop this for now. Which looks like 3 battles then. And then we'll go clear out everything else. Start with the Christmas event, clear out everything else. And then we'll end by finishing out the rest of the battles. And then for the rest of the week, we shouldn't have to really worry about this game mode too much. As the guild should be able to handle it from there. That's one of the other reasons I've been doing this too recently. Aside from the guild needing a little bit more assistance with it. It just makes it so we don't really have to worry about it for the rest of the week. We have the gems, we might as well spend it. As long as we're not dipping under 100k gems, I'm pretty happy spending it to help out the guild. As long as we're not dipping under like 100k, hopefully. Which we will soon at our current spending rate. Especially since I'm probably max spending on Underspire now again. Which is like 1,000 gems a week. Gotta start taking that tribute more often. I actually did that during college while I was like studying and doing some papers and stuff. Because I was around when I started Gems of War and everything. But I would literally like between study sessions have like a 1 hour timer going. It's like, oh, tribute's ready, tribute's ready. And that was back when tributes were only like 5 to 10 gems. Nowadays they're like 30 something each time pretty much. Because I think on average per week I only take tribute like 30-ish times a week. Whereas technically, if you're around enough, you could take it like over 12 times a day if you really wanted to. I haven't been that paranoid about it recently, but we are spending a lot more gems recently, so I might need to start taking it a little more often. As the best time to gem ratio in the game. Because let's say it hypothetically takes you 1 minute to open up the app, get to your tribute, click it, get out, and get back to what you were doing. That is effectively 60 tributes an hour, or, you know, per effective hour taken. Which, if you're getting an average of 30 per take, that is, what, 1,800 gems per effective hour of taking tribute. Which is insanely high. This is the math, right? It's 30 times 60, roughly. Yeah, I did the math right. It's effectively 1,800 gems an hour taking tribute this late in the game. Per effective hour, not literally every hour, of course. But per every 60 we take is around like 1,500 to 2,000 gems or so. Which is a lot. Not even counting any other means of getting gems. It's one of the reasons why Treasure Hunt feels so not worth it these days. Because Treasure Hunt is about 55 gems an hour, give or take a little bit. Yet the effective gems per hour of taking tribute this late in the game is almost 2,000. Which is a little more than 55. Just slightly. Oh, we made it to 40. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's go leave Journey for a little bit. We will be back to it later, though. Let's go clear out everything else we need to go do. So, of course, we got the weekly to just go kill a bunch of green enemies. I'll get done on its own. Not really worried about going out of our way for that at all. I guess I'll go do all 3 of these. Apparently it wants me to go do Explore 2. I haven't really been being paranoid about getting XP bonuses lately, though. So I might just ignore that one. Obviously, as I have XP bonuses, I use them. But now that we got level 2,000, I'm not going out of my way even a single second to go get them. So we're just going to ignore that. Even though it'd take like 3 minutes to go get, not even. But unless we get it literally for free without going out of our way at all, I haven't been going for them. That's because we don't really need XP anymore now that we hit level 2,000. At this point, just number go up for the sake of it. Because even if we hit 3,000, hypothetically, it's like 1 extra armor or something for hero. Which is basically the equivalence of nothing. So for all intents and purposes, our hero is essentially maxed at 2,000. So XP doesn't matter anymore. What's my current Guild War rank? I believe we are 30 or 31. We were as high as like top 10 way back in the day. Or even won the very first Guild War ever back in like the original OG Guild War format. We were like top 10 guild and run the very first ever Guild War in the game. Like as an entire guild. But lately, I think we're like 30 something for both. Like 30 something in PvP and 30 something in, oh, you know, in Guild War. And 30 something for overall trophies. I think 31 right now. Though there are a few right above us that have only like a few people in their guild. While we still have a full guild, so we should be able to pass them at some time in the near future. Also, thank you, Jason, for the continued support. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. But I can show it real quick once we go clear out these few battles. Just grab this gold real quick. Though I was checking the other thing earlier today, and I think the Guild War screen was broken. Though maybe it's working now that it's been several hours. Sometimes it's like that after reset time. Or some of those guild screens are just kind of not working properly. Particularly the Guild War side. Alright, daily's done there. The other day, weekly gets done automatically. What am I looking for? Guild. Yeah, we're currently 31st right now. I'm hoping that we can eventually get back to top 25. Not really too paranoid about it, though. But if nothing else, we should be able to move up at least a few. Like, we probably get back to 30. The guild above us literally has 8 people. Unless they're going to completely restructure again like we were. Because we went from 20 to 30 again. So it's definitely doable. I still have to weed out some of the really inactive people, but that will be a later issue. After this guild war and a few other things, we'll kind of be able to know. But, like, you can rebuild from this kind of number of people, which is really annoying, too. But it's definitely doable. So this guild shouldn't pass us, and this guild we should be able to pass in the near future. Maybe even the next few weeks, next month or so. But I'm not sure if we're ever going to get back to top 25. We literally have, like, a 0 trophy requirement. Not sure where it is. But our trophy requirement is literally 0. Because honestly, I don't really care how many trophies we get. I just care if people do the gold and I guess maybe the seals. Honestly, I don't even really care about the seals either. As long as people do the gold and whatever the guild event is like literally the only two things I care about. Like as long as they do at least 2 million gold and, you know, help with the guild event, that's literally the two only metrics that matter. Because helping with the guild event makes it so I don't have to dump a billion gems. But a few other people who've been helping, like Beer and Eagle Jack and HP Arm's been going pretty high with it too. Oh, one of our new recruits, Amika's actually going pretty high right now. But, yeah, it helps save everyone from having to spend as many gems, anyone who helps with that. So that's pretty important for people to do. And the only other one that's pretty important is gold, because it gives everyone, you know, rewards whenever you go and claim these, like all these legendary tasks right here. Gives you all this knick-knack loot. And there we go. Did we get anything from it? Not really. Just the standard stuff. No mythics in there. Alright, anyways, what we're doing. We did that, check. Campaign will get done on its own. Journey will be coming back to in a moment. Oh yeah, let's go do the winter event already. So, of course, a daily for the next 2 weeks. We got the start of the winter event. It works the same way as always. Basically spend 50 gems per day in order to get your extra battles. That doubles the amount of battles you can end up doing. And then just do any of these and always keep moving forward in order to get more points, unless you're really early on in the game and end up getting walled off. But for most people, you just keep moving forward and keep getting more points from every single battle. And as long as you keep moving forward the entire time and don't lose any of the battles, with 50 gems per day, you should be able to get all the main rewards, which is an Orb of Power, the Winter Armor if you didn't get it from the previous season. It comes out every year around this time. Miss Crinkle, which gives you 3 copies of it, and then you can use a Blue Orb to get it max. And then 6 copies of the pet, 5 gets it max, and then the 6th one gets you the golden version for 700 total. And those are the only rewards you end up needing then. And you can do that for 50 gems per day. Technically slightly less if you already have the Winter Armor and everything. But yeah, Miss Crinkle's not that bad. Went over in the other video, but she has a choice mechanic between converting green to Doomskull or red to Doomskull. If she does green to Doomskull, she'll hit the first 2 enemies. If she does red to Doomskull, she'll hit the last 2. Normally, you want to prioritize trying to do green to Doomskull because she'll hit the first 2. The reason why this is relevant is if you can get a kill with that, it will then retroactively hit the next unit. So let's say the first unit has, I don't know, 40 HP, or, you know, 40 remaining durability, and you hit a 53 or whatever you end up hitting on it. This damage will hit before the Doomskulls do. So this will get the really low HP enemy out of the way and then allow you to do like the 300 damage or however much damage in Doomskull you're doing to the following enemy. So this basically allows you to just get rid of the weakened first enemy and then do all your damage on the second. So normally you're going to be prioritizing doing the green convert if possible. Otherwise, if the green doesn't have any alignment but red does, you would go for red. But yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty usable. I don't think you would use this in like real proper teams. But in Drakh Zoom and Dwarf, this is a really solid option for both. I just don't feel like when it comes to like every Skull Spammer in its game, it would be that useful when you compare it to things like, you know, Immortal Ossifer, stuff like that. She's not that great. But in the context of Drakh Zoom and Dwarf, she's actually really, really, really solid and a nice connecting troop for the, both locations. The other slight issue traits aren't that good. Has the standard Dwarf trait, which is not bad. Has a little bit of Fire Link, which is okay. But its final trait just really mad. Just a little bit of extra attack and armor only for dwarves, which is not that great. But, yeah, she's okay. Definitely worth getting, of course, as with most holiday stuff. But, yeah, she's really usable. I just don't feel like you're using her too much outside the context of the kingdom or troop type, though. Basically just a dwarf and Drakh Zoom troop. But she's not bad, though. It's actually a choice mechanic where you actually do have to make a choice. It's not like one that you would always do, you know, one specific one. She does have a bias for converting green, though, with the way that she's set up. But if you don't have green alignment, but you have red alignment, obviously you'll go for red instead. Hello, Tyrion! Hello, Imperial! Hello, Jamie! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Anyone else not said hello to? Hello, Jason! Welcome, everyone. I should actually be careful with this guy. This guy's Devourer. Oh, no, that's not the one I thought it was. I thought that was the new worm guy that came out like 2 months ago. It's the other new worm guy that came out from the season pass several months ago. Different troop, same worm. Actually quite a bit different worm. Which that one's more like a snake, the other one's a worm. Oh, also, of course, it's going to be a mega absurdly easy. You just use Stellarix or Flower Dragon with a bunch of Takshakas and you're good to go. Using with Essentia for a 50% start. But yeah, this is a very, very free week for doing this. Technically all the colors are, but this one even more so since you have access to 50% mana start and double Takshaka. Pretty much every, like, I want to say 4 out of 5 battles, you should be winning literally instantly. Because you'll end up getting wild cards that will then give you full mana on Flower Dragon. That then, of course, results in just winning. And, of course, whenever you get that one screen to power up or not, obviously you always power up. Unless you're earlier on in the game. But for most people, you're just powering up every time. And that's pretty important because it does give you more points as you make them harder. Now we're getting 21 instead of 20. It allows you to get all the rewards without spending as many gems. You can still do it in early game without doing that, but you'd have to spend a lot more gems to get the same result. Alright, there we go. And easy as that. And then, of course, we'll have Curse Crinkle by technically Wednesday, but we'll probably wait until Friday to go over Thursday because we're already doing a billion other things. Most notably the first day of Guild War and a billion Underspire battles. But, yeah, probably this Wednesday we'll mess around and see what she could do. Trying some Dwarf team, trying a Drug Zoom team. Maybe even try her just one Skull Spam team that uses general Skull Spam options. Also gives us some time to go get the pet upgraded. If she gets 5 to all stats from this pet once it's max. And even just having a copy of it, we'll be able to get 2 to all stats on her, so we should be able to have her and that by Friday. Maybe even a couple more copies of it. And of course, all that will be coming back in the future as well. But I would still advise getting it from the current holiday event. It's cheaper to do so now. Especially the Power Orb. Alright, so let's go clear out all the other dailies. And then we'll go back to just spamming Underspire. I mean, spamming Ward Event, I mean. Or Journey, I mean. Because unfortunately, we won't have a ton of Underspire till Thursday. That'll probably be the biggest day that we do it on. Alright, do we get to do Guess the Door? No, trap immediately. Boo. Boo, double trap. That's fine. Maybe Curse Crinkle works with 3 times Stock Shock. No, there's quite a few teams you can realistically run with her. She has synergy with pretty much every Skull Spammer in the game. Normally you'd have better options, but if you're earlier on in the game, she might be one of your best 3 options, potentially. Like doing her with Ossifer and, like, you know, 2 other things could be a perfectly fine team. Beyond that, she'll be used pretty commonly in Drock Zoom. As Drock Zoom does have a bunch of dwarves, but also is really Doomskull heavy. It was the OG mechanic that ended up introducing Doomskulls to the game. Like, that kingdom was the introduction of Doomskulls. So there's a lot of that mechanic in the kingdom that she will have good synergy with. And of course, she has really good synergy with dwarves, most notably from Kazale, where you have the 50% mana start dwarf. You have, you know, pretty much all places dwarves. So you can get some really solid synergy just building a 4 times dwarf team out of that then. But those like the main use cases for her. Using her as like a 2nd or 3rd Skull Spammer and just a normal Skull Spam team. Pure Drock Zoom teams with a bunch of Doomskull mechanics. And pure Dwarf teams with a bunch of other dwarves. It's just not bad. It's just in normal general teams like this you would never use her in. Because you'd be too slow. There's actually a lot of Skull Spam has in the current state of the game though, not just her. It's a cool mechanic though. It's actually one of the stronger holiday ones I think we've gotten all year. You know, I'm trying to remember back for this entire year all the holiday ones we've gotten. And I think she actually is the strongest of any holiday troop we've gotten this year. She's pretty high up there. Mostly because she has a choice ability where both options are pretty viable and slightly different. Alright, oh, we did that, we did that, we did that. Is PvP the only thing left? Wow, that felt really quick. And then we gotta go do the other thing for like an hour. But yeah, yeah, we're pretty much there already. Let's go to PvP. Oh, nice, we got Dragon as well. That makes this even easier. Oh, and Goblin. That'll make tomorrow easier as well. Alright, let's just do Dragon then. Dragon should be pretty free. So free, I'm not even going to use Glacia. Let's see. Bring out Flower. Bring out Essentia. Bring out that one in Power Troop that I keep forgetting its name, but know exactly what it does. And I guess we just go Wand of Stars for the other thing. And we should be good to go. Just for the sake of it, we'll run Mech in case they have Submerge for some reason. And Banner, I'm just going to go double yellow just to make it a little quicker. And we're good to go. Alright. I don't think we change anything else. This should be all we need. That's one nice thing about the PvP voting system. They normally vote in things that are pretty free. And Dragon here is so strong that it's better than running Glacia. Even though our Glacia is nearly max for this location, the Immortal troop for this location, it is still stronger running Dragon team. It's just that strong. Good old perfectly balanced Flower Dragon. Hey, a level. I haven't seen one of these in a while. Gosh, levels are starting to get so slow now that we're getting this high of a level. As every level after 1,000, they start getting slower and slower. It's also been going extra slow because I've basically been ignoring the XP bonus mechanic a lot of times. So not only is every level taking longer, but we're also claiming a lot less 15% or 15-minute bonuses. I was like, I can't believe it's almost Christmas already. This month has flown by so quick. Like, it was just December 1st yesterday, and now it's the 15th. Like, 2 weeks went by in a single day. I finally mailed out all my holiday cards, though. I bought them slightly before Thanksgiving, so I wouldn't forget. I try to do that most years, as long as the shop I go to has all of them. I went to a dollar store this time, and luckily they had all the way till literally New Year's at the time. Like mid-November, they had all the way to New Year's. So I literally got all my cards for the rest of the year in mid-November. They were pretty cheap too, since it was a dollar store. Most of them were like $1.25 each, and one of them was like 50 cents for some reason. Not sure why that one was so much cheaper. I got like every card I needed for the rest of the year for like 10 bucks total. Yeah, we'll go for the alignment there. But I finally shipped out the last of those today. Does it even feel like Christmas? Honestly, it doesn't. And my family's not really celebrating as much this year, at least compared to Thanksgiving, because we already celebrated pretty heavily at Thanksgiving time. Oh yeah, speaking of Christmas stuff, you know, or actually I guess it's not really related to Christmas, but remember the EpiPen thing I was mentioning earlier? For my oh, I don't have a team set up. Wait, what? Oh, it's green. I was gonna say, how do I not have a team set up for that? Let me just do middle real quick. But I went going to a couple of different pharmacies and seeing if they would still accept the health insurance I have before I don't have any next year. And I was able to use it one last time. I found a Walmart near me that accepted the health insurance. And the EpiPen that otherwise would have cost like $200 to like $600 was 30 bucks. So I got to do that one last time. And that will last me until hopefully I get insurance 2 years from now then. Not next year, but the following year. Because next year I'm probably going without it the whole year. It shouldn't really matter because I don't really use it for much. It already doesn't cover dental, which I have like a supplementary thing for that I pay for every year. So I'm still going to have that, so that's going to cover that. The only thing it won't really cover is if I get into like a major, you know, accident or something. But all I got to do is just not do that for next year. And then the only other thing that would be a little bit expensive, I guess, is getting blood work and the physical thing with it. I think it's only like a few $100. That's way cheaper than paying an insurance for an entire year. Just don't drive? Good, I already don't. I literally walk everywhere. Unless I'm going on any family trips or anything next year, in which case I will have to drive to the airport and such. But I walk to get groceries, I walk to the bank. I walk to most of my medical stuff, not all of it though. Some of it's out of town. Alright, we did that, we did that. Is that everything? I think I just have to go get the 3 Valhawks. Yeah, this was the reason I was doing that. Okay, let's go get our 3 Valhawks and we're done with PvP for the week. Or for the day, I mean. Though this week I do need to try getting top 3 in my bracket. I didn't last week because we're actually kind of tryharding a little. By the end of the week, I think my lowest person was like 40,000. Which isn't like that high, but for Ruby rank, that's like absurdly high. Normally most people in Ruby at the lower end don't do more than like 10 or 20,000 by 3rd place. But they were as high as like 40, 50,000 by the end last week. How do I bring home groceries if I walk? I just don't bring that much. It's pretty close. Like, it's literally like a mile. It's technically even closer than that, but there's like a forest in between that you can't really cut through. Well, it's less than a mile. Oh, was that 3 Valhawks? I lost track already. One more. Alright, there we go. Alright, so what else do we need? We did all that. Good to go. PvP season, we'll begin that later. Oh yeah, let's see what we're up against. Alright, first place looks like they're going a little crazy. Second and third looks pretty easy though. And everyone else looks like they're doing bare minimum, so we should be fine. Not to mention we'll have the extra things from PvP season. Oh yeah, that reminds me. What was the immortal for this PvP season? Are we gonna bother getting it? We might be doing that this Thursday. Because I might buy the new campaign mythic. Where is it? Guild Wars, Guild Wars. I believe it was for Abomination. Not that. I don't want to do that now. Yeah, it is for Abomination. Interesting. This thing has been dead content ever since they added traits to the game. There was one patch where it was really good for a little while. But then they, end up adding traits and they gave him basically nothing. And then it was dead content compared to all the other traits that came into the game. But interesting. Yeah, he just removes all gems from the board, getting no mana accumulation, and heals back to full and gains a bunch of attack. There was a point in the game where this wasn't horrible. But then traits came out and he was basically dead content since his traits were just really underwhelming compared to most other things. I'm trying to think of what they could do. Maybe give him life as well? If this did attack and life, that would be pretty solid. I don't know, let me go double check. Does it actually say on the thing? Let me go check real quick. Let me take a second to load. Am I on the full troop page or just on spoilers? Because I do need to get to the normal troop page. That's spoilers. Give me the troops. It should be all the way at the top because it's alphabetical. You should be like one of the first things here. Remove all gems, heal back to full, gain magic plus 1 attack, and cleanse. So his extra benefit is cleanse. Oh, does that matter? That's a little better, but not by much. I think he's still dead content. Maybe we don't bother going for him then. Yeah, I don't think we go for him. That's not awful, but that doesn't make him good. That's unfortunate. I feel like HP would have even been better than cleanse, but the biggest issue is that there's just so many ways to full board clear while gaining mana accumulation. This is a really dated thing that he gives no mana accumulation off this back when the game was trying to be more balanced. But he gets to remove the whole board, but gets 0 mana in return, other than any cascades, of course. All the cascades can be extra turns and other stuff happening, but the actual removal gives you 0 mana. But these days, there are a lot of ways to gain mana from the entire board, while also, you know, getting the cascade effect. So him just doing a remove is pretty bad. Healing back to full is pretty nice, but at that point, you might as well just run Black Beast, as Black Beast pretty much has all that, and create skulls. So there's really just no reason to do it ever since they like mega buffed Black Beast. Not only did they give it skull spam, But they also gave it a cleansing devour to an ally. Well, it always had the devour, but now it also cleanses them so you can hit through other things. Still gets the heal back to full, but they added the skull spam onto him, which is pretty solid. But, yeah, I just don't really see a reason why you would run Aberrath over Black Beast. Even at max shiny, Aberrath is still weaker than Black Beast. Though they start almost the same mana then. Aberrath at full shininess is 13 mana. And this is for 12, of course. Just one lower. But, I don't know. It just seems Black Beast is better. It doesn't have Cleanse, I guess, compared to Aberrath's extra ability. But he makes up for it by gaining way more stats. As instead of just attack, he's gaining attack, HP, and armor. And doing Skull Spam. Whereas the other one just gaining attack and doing the heal. But yeah, it's basically just weaker Black Beast. Even at max shininess, it's basically just slightly weaker Black Beast that you can get almost for free. Just by opening some keys really quick. Plus we had a Zhejian event. A lot of people probably just haven't laying around as well. Even newer players. So yeah, I'm probably skipping the PvP for getting it shinied. Unless we start losing a lot of battles or something. But otherwise we'll probably be skipping on it. Anyways, what am I doing? I was about to go somewheres. Journey? Yeah, we gotta go do that. Was there anything else we still gotta do for dailies? Alright, let's go through all the dailies again. PvP is completed. Oh, we got that done as well. Nice. Another one of those for the pile. Alright, PvP. Check. Actually, before we do though, let's go grab our burning marks real quick. We get 10 copies of an average one and a gold icon. Could have been worse. Alright, check. Check. Journey we'll be getting to. Campaign we'll get done on its own. Dailies we already did. Underspire we did literally as far as we can go today with maximum amount of purchase. Tribute's ready. It's been an hour. Yeah, I think this is just go back to Journey then. Alright, let's go hand out a code. And I guess we're stuck at Journey for the rest of the stream. Alright, let me go get you as a code. Well, it's been a whole hour already. Wow, time's been flying by. Feels like we just hit start record button. But there you guys go. There is the redeem code. And we'll also have a redeem code for every day of Guild Wars coming up as well. Because, of course, we'll be streaming on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. But let's keep going. We'll keep going until we have 0 sigils remaining, however long that takes. Just like we did last Monday. Just so we don't have to do as much of this during Guild War times. Might still have to do a little bit of it, but I want to try to make it mostly Guild War and Underspire. With a lot of the Underspire being done on Thursday, since we'll be able to stack the previous day's battles for Thursday. And next week's Monday, we'll have the special pet code to go hand out then. Since it's the same week we're getting the in-game one. And of course, the 2-week-long winter event still goes into next week as well. And they'll probably have some kind of calendar thingy for some free reward once or twice. Actually, that should be starting soon. Because they're probably going to align it with Christmas and New Year's. Which means, wait, when would they need to start that then? That means they'd probably want to start it by this Thursday then. That's something I forgot to mention in the Monday video. Well, I guess we'll see that on the Thursday stream if nothing else. But they should be starting the calendar on Thursday so that the 2 rewards fall on the 25th and 1st. Because they'll probably have a free reward for both of them off the little calendar system thingy. One for Christmas, one for New Year's. But it should be starting this Thursday. Actually, does the thingy say it? I can't remember if it does. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, perfect. Holiday Advent. Yeah, I forgot to mention that in the Monday video. But yeah, it starts on the 19th and goes till the 1st. Exactly what I just said. Because the 19th is when it starts, so it can give a free reward on Christmas. And then a free reward on New Year's Day. It's nothing much, but you know, a handful of gems and whatever other knick-knack it has with it. They did do a slightly different reward for the anniversary one. Not sure if they're going to start doing that, or if it was just because of the anniversary. But normally it's like 50 gems and like a handful of trait stones or something. Not a lot, but you know, it's just a free thing to claim on that day. I should have done the single target. You forgot to buy an extra pack in Journey shop, did I not? I bought tier 6 plus 1. I did tier 6 plus 2 last week, but we had way more than enough points. So I figured we'd do tier 6 plus 1. And then after that, we might just be able to get away with tier 6 for a little bit. And maybe eventually we'll be able to go all the way back down to just doing tier 4. We'll basically go down 1 rank every time. Tier 6 plus 2 last week, tier 6 plus 1 this week, tier 6 the following week. At least until we get everyone contributing again. Because I'm going to probably have to kick about 3 to 5 of the new recruits. I just didn't want to quite yet because we need bodies in there for Guild Wars. So I gotta be careful. We can actually lose points in Journey. There's 2 things that make you lose points in this game mode. One is losing any number of troops, and the other is taking too long. But the taking too long one being kind of hard to avoid at a certain point. Though we do have access to insta-kill this week. But it's insta-kill that requires you to be in kill range. It's not just outright insta-kill. And of course, getting them into kill range keeps taking longer and longer the deeper you get. And also, the Doomed Impaler does not double tap when there's run remaining. Because it's hitting the first 2 enemies, so if there's only 1 enemy remaining, it only hits it once. So anytime we need to bring something to kill range, it's actually better to use Aquin than it is to use our weapon. Make sure I grab all ravens. Oh yeah, we've been killing them as they come. And with this team, the easiest way to deal with it would be to cast Aquin on it, then you Ubisted it down. We're too early for that to really be a concern at the moment, though. As we get deeper, yeah, they can start to live. Yeah, that is higher, right? Yeah. Feels like it's always the bottom or middle one. Too bad these aren't purple deed books, but we are getting red this week. 2 red deed books right over there. Shine this one for him, the pet orb, all the normal stuff. But the Imperials and deed books are so good from Journey events. As far as normal loot, it has this best normal loot of any weekly event. Like any of the guild-wide events like that. Well, it's because it's all upgrade material for kingdoms. Invasion has the best as you're doing it, but at the end of it, like, you know, once your guild has finished out all rewards, Journey has the absolute best rewards. The main reason for this is the most recent of all the game modes. So they scaled it, you know, a little bit more to modern resources. And because of that, yeah, it's a pretty good resource pool as far as we ultimately get from it. This is the most recent one of the weekly long game modes. It's a lot more updated compared to the other drop tables. Hope's Crescent. Oh yeah, isn't that the armor tier one? I think it does armor tier and then there's like extra damage based on something. Like if something's higher than something else. I haven't used it in a long while. Main reason I went with Impaler is so we had more mana accumulation. But if the battles are going on long enough, we can just let Enchant be our mana accumulation. And just let Aquin be, do the mana afterwards. But I'm more so using the Impaler for mana than I am for, damage. Even though it also does damage, of course. That's the only slightly bad thing about this weapon. Doomed Impaler is not in Soul Forge this week. So if you don't have it, you can't use it. But it's definitely not required for this game mode, but if you do have it, any of the pure color weapons are really good for journey events. Because you're already forced to have to be pure color anyways. Doing the pure color weapon with the troop that you have to use, plus that, just ends up working out really well. Oh, thank you for revive into full mana. Into an egg that's just going to revive into another dragon. Did our baby dragon just form into an egg that's going to form into a baby dragon that's going to form into an egg that's going to form into a baby dragon? We have seen that before. We got halfway there. I have seen the full cycle happen, though. The dragon to egg to baby dragon to egg. But there was dragon to baby dragon to egg. It was 2 off from being the full cycle. Nice amount of mana, huge. You've had that happen before as well? Yeah, it's very rare, but this happens sometimes. It's about as rare as seeing a, like a 5 times Inferno King revive or higher. Like, it doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's kind of annoying. The chances of it happening is really low, though. And even though we're only really generally casting 1 Ubistet, the main reason for having 2 is the extra magic per turn. Every turn that goes by, all Rush goes are getting 2 magic, 1 per each. So we're mostly using them for the extra little bit of damage output. Mostly because the mana accumulators from this location honestly aren't that good. So we're getting more value just from having 1 extra magic per turn. But these battles do feel like they're starting to get a little bit slower compared to last week. But that's because we do have a bit of a setup we gotta do before we can get our insta-kill. It's not enough damage, right? I don't believe it is. I was gonna Ubistet it there, but I don't believe that's high enough. They actually nerfed his ratio a while back. When they did all the divine nerfs, they actually brought him down from 4-1 to 6-1. He used to be 4-1 at one point. And it really hurt his viability for a while. It just doesn't scale as well anymore. It's still pretty good, but nowhere near what it used to be back in the day. Out of any strong boost ratio in the game, it's probably the one that's been nerfed the most. Not the most amount of times, but just by the amount. He's been somewhat making a comeback in recent times, though. Mostly because it boosts based on enemies' attacks, so whenever you have, like, super high stats, he can end up still working pretty decently. Almost like Tesla in that regard. Not quite like Tesla, but somewhat similar. Because it always has at least, like, some threshold of value that's going to be getting, even if you go, like, super deep. Like, literally 1,000 all stats. It does scale a bit worse than how Tesla does, though. Which is what was so nice about his 4-1 back in the day. Because it really allowed them to actually keep up with enemy stats, whereas 6-1 doesn't do that as well. It depends a little bit more on your stats to be able to do enough damage. Which is the main reason I'm pretty sure why they changed it. Is that's before they added too many of the really absurdly good insta-kill troops in the game. like we have today. Like Maelstrom Dagannoth. Like, I'm not even sure if Zolgoth even existed back then. Like, I wasn't even competing with pre-useless Zolgoth. Back when it used to only cast once per battle. Because either Zolgoth didn't exist, or he was still in the one cast per battle phase of his existence. So insta-kill options were pretty weak at the time that Ubistet was around with 4-1. Like, there was a point where he was the best insta-kill troop in the game. For about a year or so. While Divines were absurdly strong. I did that, hoping that he would gain full mana. Perfect, so we go straight into the Ubistet there. Perfect. Alright, 30 battles to go, which means like 50. But after today, we shouldn't really have to do it for the rest of the week, most likely. Maybe on Saturday we'll run it a little bit if we still need more for the guild. But it should be most of the battles we have to do all week. That's one nice thing about buying up front a lot of them really early. Is basically allows you to complete the game mode on Monday. Which can be very useful on Vault Event weekends as well. Since you wouldn't need to do any during Vault Event weekend. Oh, okay, never mind, I still got the kill. Good. That'll give us more time to focus on Guild Wars, if nothing else. Gotta get that perfect 20-0 sweep, because we failed at the end last week. We could have gone Paragon, but on the second to last battle or whatever it was, we ended up failing somehow. I can't remember how. But we were on track to get Paragon on the final day and then slipped up. So I still gotta go get that Paragon. We still haven't gotten the Paragon achievement yet. Because this would be the second Guild War that you can go for it. So our goal for this Guild War is get Paragon. Pretty much every Guild War until we get it done. So we not just need to get a 20-0, but we got to get a really clean 20-0. Which honestly with Damon, I think 20-0 will be easy. I say before we lose 5 times. The problem is maximizing score, because there's just so many different Damon teams you could end up running. And I'm not sure exactly what the score difference will end up ultimately being with a lot of different builds you can do. Because there's a good chance we'll go 20-0 but not score high enough. Is the most likely scenario for Damon week. Because the only thing that's really scary with the team that we're using is Maelstrom Dagannoth on Final Battle. Everything else should be pretty free. As the team has a lot of backup plans and the other backup plans. The only reason Maelstrom Dagannoth is scary is it doesn't carry anything that's targetable. So we don't really have a way to kill it quickly. So if we end up like mega missing, we just die to it. They are creating purple. Maelstrom Dagannoth doesn't directly use purple. Which might help out a lot, since if we do miss, it won't backfire as hard. We're almost at 10,000 points already. But what was the achievement for this game mode? Does anyone remember? I think it's like 40,000, right? Or is it 200,000? I don't remember. But there's one achievement that you need to get like 1.5 billion miles. Just let me go check it real quick. It used to be a lot harder before they rescaled the numbers. Achievements. These are the ones we're missing. Where is... This isn't in the order I would want it to be in. Is it? No. Can you search based on the thing? Let me just type in journey. Let's see. Yeah, 20,000 journey points. Okay, that's not that bad. We're almost already at 10,000. This is a bit easier than I thought it was. Never mind. But ever since they rescaled it, that one's not nearly as bad compared to how it was at launch. This will actually be the first time that we redo that achievement, technically. Because I only ever did it once near the beginning of it just to get it done. I think literally the first week it ever came out. So wow, we're getting like no mana at all. Come on, mana. Get in there. There you go. Oh no, you killed it. No! I was using that to go kill the other one. That's the other slight issue with Ubistet when you accidentally overkill. Which makes killing the other one way harder. Yeah, we're almost going to get all the points you need for getting the journey reward, or, you know, journey achievement in one single day. I think in the previous system, it took us almost to, like, the middle of the week before we got it. Because not only did you earn points slightly slower in the previous system, but you also, the battles themselves ramped up quicker compared to now. Oh, I was trying to double tap it so we could do the Ubistet then. There we go. Why do you miss? We're all the good moves. We need something. They keep trying to damage them in a way where we can get the Impaler onto the third unit while killing the other two. You know, while one of them is already dead, hitting the first and then third. So that we can then Ubistet into the kill. As it brings them down just enough. So once we get a little bit deeper, we probably won't be able to do that anymore. Oh, we still can. We just have to double cast instead of single. Also, let me kill this thing out before it does something. Luckily, we're creating red, so it's not that scary this time around. Obviously, it was creating something like yellow, that'd be concerning. Because then if we miss... goodbye, Valraven. It's a big issue with pretty much any game mode like this whenever you create yellow. Like if the meta team to go run is like yellow spam. There's a small chance you just give the Valraven full mana and just lose the Valraven. No, it's outside of range. Luckily, that's what the second Ubistet is for, I guess. Got the backup Ubistet ready to go. The only problem with doing that so early is now I'm not in kill range of the other one. Luckily Skull got it for us. Well, how high is our attack that we're actually killing with that? I didn't feel like our attack value is that high. But, yeah, we're at 157. What's making it so high? Is it just 20% in Rashka team bonus? I didn't realize our attack is that high. I keep thinking our attack's around like 100-ish. 157 is ridiculously high. With like no attack buffs at all, just starting attack. Is it really that much? Yeah, I guess so. 36, 41. Yeah, it's up. Plus we're getting +7 for that one extra potion thing. We have 20% extra stats this week. Yeah, it's all adding up to be like 150 something. That's way higher than you normally have for most game modes. Or even just team comps in general. I had a new Reflect guy. I wish that thing would have been made a little bit more viable. I really like the premise of that one troop, but it just wasn't strong enough. Oh yeah, we're also getting 8 attack from this too. Not like that's making a huge difference, but it all adds up. We're getting just so many small extra attack bonuses. That's adding up to be absurdly high attack bonus, because attack bonus of course does matter for Ubistet. Due to his boost ratio that he has. It's not just helping the Skull on a team like this. But this feels slightly slower than last week's event week, but this feels so much quicker than when we originally did Journey 20,000. As Journey 20,000 was like a multi-day endeavor in the previous system, with whatever teams we had access to that week. We're getting it done in like an hour and a half tonight. That originally took like multiple days last time around. So this Journey buff's really helped out a lot, even though the Journey troop itself is nerfed quite a bit. The main thing that's really helping, aside from more points, is the enemy skill way slower. If this was the previous system, this would already be like a level 250 or something. Yeah, right now it's only a 189. Oh yeah, that one troop that was on the legendary on that previous battle, he's in Soulforge this week, by the way. I mentioned it in the weekly video, but I haven't mentioned it in this one. But that one, like, maul worm-looking thing. I believe it's the first time he's been around. Unless he popped up at some point, I forgot to get him. But he's from, like, the first or second PvP season if you didn't get him with diamonds. I was gonna say, I hope that's enough damage. Luckily it was. Worst comes to worst, that's why we have the second one. And for the extra magic. Ideally, battles aren't going long enough that we need to utilize it, otherwise we start losing points. But it's still going to be more momentum than anything else we could really set there at the moment. First, mythically poor folk, which is one Ubistet. Is Idraji a good option? Yes. If you're going to be replacing something on this team, some options include a tank for first slot. It'll make your mana accumulation go a little bit slower, but it can help your hero survive while still keeping the Pride Lands hero class. Other options include anything that can help you with mana accumulation in any way, shape, or form. This team doesn't really need more damage necessarily. Oh, we're almost losing hero. Okay, wait. Hold up. That's not supposed to happen. We do lose points for losing hero. He almost got us, too. I really don't want to be forced to have to use elementals or something, though. Because that slows us down a lot and loses us some magic potential. Oh, I was going to keep going like this and just hope they don't snipe us. They got to hit like 3 to 4 skulls, so it shouldn't normally happen. They are starting to get slightly deep enough that they can kill us now. Come on, Ubistat. How are you not full mana? You're supposed to get the full mana so it could go in. There you go. But yeah, the main Ubistat replacements are running that one that barely blocks you at all in first slot. Doing Claw Dancer because she has 20% dodge, which is actually oddly enough tankier than Sunspear. It might not seem like it is, but it definitely is. Just because Sunspear has nothing that makes it tankier. I didn't, I guess, Entangle, but that applies to anything that's on your team. But Claw Dancer in first slot, due to it barely blocking you at all in mana while being tankier than Hero, or, you know, at least Sunspear, is a good option if you don't have the other Ubistet. And the other one is basically just anything that gives you mana. But oddly enough, she's like the tankiest and most non-intrusive troop you can put in. You don't ever actually cast her ability. The whole reason she's there, she has 20% dodge and this blocking your mana by like 2 or 3. Which is basically almost none at all. Because whatever you put there has to use red, so you're blocking your Doomed Impaler by default. But she only blocks it by like 2 or 3 mana. While still being tankier than Sunspear. That's the main thing I would put there. I did that on the low rarity team. Rare if I mentioned it for the high rarity team, but low rarity team ended up utilizing that. It's not bad. You can have that with Empower troops too. It's most commonly used on 4x elf troop or team. But yeah, you can use it with anything. Like putting an Empower or high mana starting troop in first slot. That still has a little bit of skull tank ability. And then just never cast their ability, but use them as a tank. Using the Flare Blade trait? You could end up doing that too. Trying to get the extra skull damage in there. Because we do have really high skull value. I was trying to kill them more so with casting than with spells, but I mean with skulls, but it definitely is an option. Alright, we're slightly under 20 now. We're almost at 20,000 points as well. I don't think we're going to hit 20,000, but we definitely will by the end of the week, of course. Not like we need it for the achievement, we already got it, but you know what I should go do, because I'm not sure if I got it on mobile, not like I care about mobile achievements too much. But I know for sure I never got it on mobile. So I should try doing the final points on mobile, or just make sure I do one battle on mobile later, as it would count for the achievement. I think as long as you do one battle while you're above 20,000, it counts. I don't pay attention to the mobile achievements at all, though, but hey, why not? I wonder how many less achievements the mobile version has right now compared to the main one. Because there's quite a few achievements that only trigger when, you know, based on a certain condition being met. Which means some of them you technically have to do on every platform that you have it on. It's not enough damage. That is though. We'll take blue, I guess. Get his mana going a little bit. Really bad red board here. Going for the early Ubistek kill. That's funny. It actually killed the back line. I think that's the first time in all these battles where that actually ended up happening. Because normally we're killing the first two, then working our way to the back. But due to sniping out the Val Raven, we actually got the back two and then it worked up. Which almost never happens. Because a random skull or just hitting it with the impaler. No, I was hoping that'd be enough because, what you call it? The boost ratio from 4 troops being alive. Because it scales on everything's attack, not just, you know, our team. So while there's more things alive, it has more damage. It was still 7 damage off, though. We're getting deep enough where I need to start making sure we overkill rather than underkill. There's a lot of situations now where we just don't get enough damage. Ever so slightly. Oh, now we got too much damage. Now we got the opposite issue. So I may find a kill like this, even though the other one does more damage. If we can kill with Ubistet, we want to, just so it doesn't delay the board. Otherwise, we gotta wait for all the gems to finish cascading. I was gonna say, you better not take that away that gives them the red. Luckily you didn't. So I do need to start going for these Val Ravens a little bit earlier when we can now. Just to make sure it doesn't get away. Oh no, he revived! There's so few things in this category that revive. I think this might be the first time we've seen one. Hey, you got the 25% Centaur revive. And he almost killed our hero. Let's see, did we get max points? Or did we finally lose some? Nope, we still got max points. Oh, it's a decent amount of leniency. That'd actually be cool if we got all these battles in without a single point loss, because I don't believe we've lost a single point yet. No Valhawk has escaped, and we haven't lost any points yet. So I might get a perfect just like last week. This game mode's a lot easier to start losing points in, though. You normally start losing because of speed, not because of something dying, though. As stats just get too high to kill quickly a lot of times. Especially without a real insta-kill option. Like, Ubistet technically has insta-kill, but it's not real insta-kill. Oh, so speaking of going too slow, this battle's already feeling like it's going to be too slow. Nope, still max points. I forget how many turns it is. I think it keeps scaling slightly as well, but it doesn't scale up enough for the later battles. There's one thing that always felt somewhat unclear with this game mode. Was like the exact amount of turns you have to win in to preserve points. I know they end up changing it once. I kind of forget what they did to change it. Oh, that's way less damage than I thought it would be. Oh, Valraven escaping is interesting. Now it's dead. It got close. First thought Valraven, kind of scary. He's just not blocked by any other yellow on the team. No points lost yet. Really close that battle though. Not the speed, but from Valraven escaping. I don't feel like Snuff Man on the board, but we've got to go for it. Yep, that's about what I thought would happen. Hopefully the Impaler can do a bit better. Ooh, 2 misses in a row. That's really bad. Alright, now we finally lose points. I think this is going to be a little too slow. Especially if this Impaler misses. Which it probably will. Yeah, we lose. No! I think we finally went too slow. Alright, we gotta set up another double insta-kill somehow. Quick, get blue instead of red. Oh, I gave him the red thingy though. Alright, there's still a chance though. There's still like the slightest— oh no, he missed again! And that's not enough damage. I still gotta hit him. I need like a skull or something. Go. Come on, skull just spawned, Summers. Yeah, I think this was too slow. No, let's see. No, oh wait, is that max points? I'm actually not sure. Should that have been a 155 or a 150? Yeah, I think we finally lost points there. I think that was supposed to be a 155. I'm not sure though. I definitely felt like it was too slow. It was going to happen eventually anyways, though. This game mode is near impossible to get max score on. Unless you just have, like, the most stacked kingdom restriction ever for it. Or as far as what the restriction type is. Because eventually the enemies have enough stats so you can't kill them out with normal damage quick enough. Like, unless the kingdom has literal, like, insta-kill options. Not like Ubistet, that's like a pseudo insta-kill. What level are we up to? 233 at the moment. Which is decently high. I forget how high they scale, but whatever it is, I know it's too high. It's probably the most annoying game mode in the game for how much the enemy scales. Because on any of these 1 week long game modes, I'm pretty sure Journey, even with the reworked scaling, still scales the absolute highest of any game mode. Because raid events aren't that bad because half of them stay really low level. Since only the raid boss is really high, but you just kill it with the raid troop. Invasion is similar because you just do billion damage to every tower. So even though they scale pretty high, it doesn't really matter because you're doing 5 times damage to them. But in this game mode, you don't get any extra damage. It's not like World Event where you have the medals to do extra damage. It's not like Raid or Journey where the hardest things in the battle you can do 5 times damage to. Which is the main thing that makes Journey scale the worst. It's not necessarily that the enemies are any higher, but it's because you have no extra modifier that makes you hit harder on them. Because the Journey Troop, other than double magic, isn't doing any additional damage. It's not like he has like 3 to 5 times or whatever the extra damage or something. And we're almost at 20,000 points. We might actually hit it tonight. Though if we are getting close to it, maybe I'll stop like right before we hit 20,000. Just so that we can do it on mobile real quick. Just in case we don't do Journey event to 20,000 anytime soon ever again. Because we did it when it came out, and we'll do it again now. But there might not be another time where we go that absurdly deep into the game mode. Oh, I gotta be careful. Flaming Ani can resummon a whole team out of nowhere. And I'm creating red to go give him the ability to do so. There we go. But if we somehow hit 19,900-ish before we hit 0 battles, I will stop just before. Not sure if our battles will get us there, but if they do, we'll stop ever so slightly before then. Oh, should have taken blue first. Alright, looks like we got 16 battles left or so. Technically finally down to 10. So now we're finally down to double digit. But of course we're going to get Val Ravens in between. What level are we up to now? 248. We're about to crack the 250 meter. Which means the enemies are going to start to get stronger than during the raid event we just did last week. Because during the raid event, the boss was level 487, but the enemies were around like 240 something. So instead of 250, they're definitively stronger than whatever we had to deal with last week. So we're pretty much already there. Like, we still have so many journey battles, and they're already stronger than the raid boss of last week. Which is the main thing that makes Journey event quite a bit harder. But yeah, they are officially harder than the raid event from last week now. As those capped at like a low 240 something, and now we're at 250 already. And they keep scaling. They're not done yet. They're gonna keep going up. Alright, now we're at 255. With a Val Raven that's trying to escape in first slot. Why'd I take that instead of red? That would have been so much better value. Oops, that's a little too early. Alright, there we go. The Val Raven has been neutralized. I need mana. There we go. Now we're down to the single digit, almost up to 20,000. Enemies up to like 260. Did we just get back-to-back Val Raven? Why is Journey Events Val Raven so weird? I feel like they spawn so much differently compared to the other few weekly game modes. As I'm pretty sure in the other ones, it's literally impossible to get back-to-back Val Raven like that. They're spread out a bit more than that. A lucky skull there, bringing him into kill range. We got so many Val Ravens, we're back to double-digit number. We're gonna go back down now, though. That way we're gonna get 3 in a row. That does mean we're gonna go a little while without one, though. Because I believe it spawns in this game mode in a little bit more of like a bracket-like system. So you can get them back-to-back, but then you're gonna go several battles without one. Because you got one late in the set, but then got the other one early in the set. But then you're at the beginning of that set that you just got one early, so you're not going to get one until a while. Also, wow, we've almost been going for 2 hours already. Does not feel like it's been that long. But, similar to last week, we're basically finishing the entire game mode today. So other than a little bit of cleanup on Saturday, if the guild's not pulling their weight, we're basically done with the game mode today. In about half an hour and a half or whatever it was. Because the rest of the time was spent on everything else. That's not too bad for the whole weekly. But the only time we'll do a little bit more is if we still need more on Saturday. But hopefully the guild will get most of theirs in so we don't have to do as much. That or if we want it for leaderboard ranks, but leaderboard doesn't really give that much. Even last week I didn't bother going for it. It's only 75 gems in an orb for getting, you know, like top 100 area. Just to go like really, really high, but that just requires too many resources. And 75 gems in an orb is not bad, but it's nothing that great. It's actually something I'm kind of surprised they haven't updated a little bit more. Like the leaderboard reward stuff. Because getting a few orbs is a lot less relevant now compared to what it was in the past. Due to how much Vault Event Weekend and stuff buffed it up like crazy. Because they never tweaked leaderboards after buffing, you know, adding Paloozas, adding Vault Key buffs like 4 times over. Oh, that's not good. They just resummoned the whole team. Hopefully it doesn't make us win too slowly. Let's see, how many points do we get here? Oh no, we still got max points, I think. Yeah, we're really close to a 1 day 20,000. Like, so we're going to be like 1,000 short with doing tier 6 plus 1. Which I guess is technically just tier 7 then. I always call it based on tier 6 plus however many tier 7s you do though. I just feel like it makes more sense that way. Compared to saying you did like tier 12 or something. Which would be tier 6 plus 6. Because whatever the plus number is however many tier 7s you got. Oh, we almost lost our first troop. Still haven't lost one yet, but we are getting deep enough where it can happen. He's at 269, nice. But we're probably going to hit like 300 by this stream. Which is already like 60 levels higher than what we had to deal with at the end of raid event last week. And we don't have any troops that do like absurdly massive damage. The best we have is Journey just doing double, which is not that much. Compared to towers that do 5 times or raid trip that does 5 times. And even in the other game mode, you get those medals that give you extra magic damage. Which is like 2 to 4 times damage on everything on your whole team. Instead of just one troop. But the best you get for this game mode is just one troop having double magic. Which comparatively is very, very, very low. I guess you technically get all these stats over here, but it's not much. Like, they're more than nothing, but if we're just looking at magic damage, we're literally only getting 2 magic right now. Which is way lower than, you know, 5 times damage. Just a little bit. Plus 2 compared to times 5 is just slightly smaller. Ever so slightly. By about 5 times. Just slightly. Wait, that wasn't enough to kill, really? It's crazy to imagine that this game mode used to be worse than this for scaling. Because I'm pretty sure on the previous system, these things would already be like level 350 to 400 already by this point. Because this is after all the Journey buffs, so that made it easier. It used to be way worse. Which is kind of crazy to think about. We never had to deal with it once, but some people did it for like an entire year, going pretty deep. I only did it once for the 20,000 achievement thingy. Which means we would have done it once pre-nerf and once post-nerf or buff, whatever you want to call it. And it's definitely way better after. You get there with way less sigils. And it's easier. Also, I should have Ubesteaded here. I just realized, that's even worse. Oh, no, he shouldn't die, right? Alright, good. Because I gotta be careful. He doesn't mean to insta-kill. Oh, no, this isn't the good one. Never mind. That's the one that looks like him, but isn't him. That's not Maelstrom Dagannoth. That's just Dagannoth. Never mind. False alarm. He's useless. I thought that was real Dagannoth for a second. I was like, wait, I won't be able to insta-kill him. Though even if it was, as long as he's the one that we do damage to, it's fine. But he's not the actual one, so we can insta-kill him, like, right there. Also, you better not roll your 5% chance to devour. That'd be so bad. It has definitely happened many, many, many times before. It was way worse when the Great Maul used to have 15%. Technically 15% does exist right now, but it's really hard to get. I'm not sure if a single person even has it in the entire game. You would need to have in Myrtle and Fernax to level like 30. Which I'm pretty sure 0 people in the whole game have done currently. Because he's never been targetable directly, other than with those burning things. Or, you know, the special chests. I don't think anyone has gotten enough to actually do that to him yet. You'd have to save like over a year's worth of buying the PvP pass every single time, fully completing it, and then waiting until he's one to select 3 that you could target. Oh, nice magic buff again. I need that. Start to bring our +4 magic a little bit closer to 5 times damage. We just need to get it around, what, like 300 more times? And we'll hit about the same amount of damage as something like an invasion event or a what's it called event? A ward event. Just gotta get the magic buff 250 more times or so after we've gotten it twice. Which I don't even think you get that many buffs total. Okay, so far we've only gotten like about a dozen buffs. Only 2 of which went to magic. Because it's not worth going out of your way to go grab them. If they're on your primary path, obviously you get them. But if you have to go out of your way, it doesn't matter what stat it is, it's not worth going out of your way to go grab it. Even if it's magic. They're just losing too many points to go grab it. Like if this was magic and this wasn't magic, it'd still be better to go down rather than up. So I'm almost out of water. Not used to longer streams. I need to start bringing double water if we're going to do a longer stream. That's only like a 1 to 2 hour amount of water. Because we're already cracked the 2 hour mark, haven't we? Yeah. Oh, if I can move it correctly. We are at 1 hour and 58 minutes and a half. So yeah, we'll hit it in any minute now. Yeah, the weekly video went a lot longer today too. Everything's going so much longer today. It's because this week has so much stuff going on. It's the busiest week we've had, honestly, probably almost all year as far as the game is concerned. It is, that's something they always have an issue with for some reason. They'll sometimes have weeks that just have literally nothing going on, then weeks like this where they have literally everything that could possibly go on. We got Guild Wars, we got seasonal holiday events, we got the calendar starting, we got, what you call it? The Guild Wars, I'm forgetting one of the major ones. Yeah, the 9.0 patch with all the Underspire changes. Like, the only thing we don't have going on this week is Vault Weekend and New Mythic Friday. Are like the only 2 things not happening this week. Out of pretty much everything that could possibly align on a given week. Though I don't believe a Vault Weekend and Guild Wars can happen on the same week anymore. Because there's a lot of complaining about that in the past, and I think they changed it so that can never happen again. It used to be a thing, but I believe they've changed it so Guild War and Vault Event can never happen simultaneously. Well, not Arena. I meant Vault Event weekends. Not sure if I accidentally said Arena. But Vault Event weekends and Guild Wars can no longer happen at the same time anymore. In the previous format they could, but ever since they changed it, it's not possible anymore. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Welcome, welcome. We did hand out a code earlier, right? I think we did. Did I forget? I think I did. I did it, but I think once we were done with PvP or whatever it was earlier. Okay, we'll have a redeem code to hand out for every day during Guild Wars as well this week. As we will be back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And technically Monday as well, since we'll have the, you know, normal weekly video. I was like, can this guy stop 25% reviving? This 25% revive is getting really close to 100% revive these last several battles. What is happening? This 25% revive is very 100%y right now. Like every single possible time it could roll, it's rolling. Alright, final battle if there's no Valraven here. Valraven! Okay, we got another 2. Unless we get a Valraven. If this was a different game mode, we wouldn't be able to get a Valraven in that time, but Journey does work a little weird. So there's a possibility we get another Valraven within 2 battles. So how do we not have Ubestead at full mana right now? He could actually get away. Luckily he was being blocked by a yellow troop, so he couldn't get away as quickly. You could take a skull for once instead of red. Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that much damage though. Wait, no, come back. I overkilled a little. I still got max points somehow. Alright, do we get another Valraven here? Nope. Alright, one more battle. Unless we get lucky on it. And I'm not sure if we're at perfect score right now, but we might be. There was one battle that I'm not sure if we got full score on or not. But aside from that one, every other battle we definitely did get full score on. I guess we'll find out if we're tied with someone or not. Though this battle's starting to go really slow. Come on, where's my damage at? Yeah, there's some of it. And that Wish Gem mechanic just re-gave us full mana, which is nice. I could just double Ubestead here if I want to. Which I think might be the play. This kill range. No! He killed my hero! Well, there goes max score for sure. He killed it! Minus 1 point. That should have been 100. Let's see, are we exactly 1 point short? I don't know, we'll find out in a battle. Are we gonna be exactly 1 point short? I can't believe he got us with that. We actually died the Wish Gem mechanic because he kept getting full mana on everything and just kept damage pressuring. Very unlucky. It's only 1 point though, obviously it's not that big a deal. I am curious if we're going to be exactly 1 point below someone else though, because that'd be kind of funny. Though we could also see if someone else near us lost way more than 1 point. If we see someone below us that's like 100 lower or something. Alright, let's see. Rank 2 in the guild. There should be someone exactly like 1 point above me. Maybe I did lose a handful of points. Because someone's at 162. Because this person lost 3 points. Which means I think I did lose 5 points on that one battle then. Potentially. And it's hard to tell. Because you don't know if they actually bought more packs or not. But maybe... Okay, so I think this is the max points then. So we somehow lost 21 on some of the battles that we went too slow. So we lost 20 from going too slow and 1 for dying on hero. Is how many points we lost. Hey, that's not too bad. But yeah, 20 were lost from going too slow and 1 from a death. Which obviously is just one sigil battles. You can make that up quickly. But we did lose 21 points, it looks like, given that these two seem to be max score from what I could tell. Interesting. Because you can tell based on how many battles they've done. But yeah, this is max scored and we got 21 lower. 1 from a death, 20 from going too slow. That's pretty decent. So a couple of those that did feel too slow actually were too slow then. Oh, we got our purple deep book as well from that because we were doing so much extra turn spam. Now, if only we could get one more, we can get max magic, which hopefully we'll get from Guild Wars this week or just from normal PvP weeklies. Because I should be only one purple deep book from max magic. We need 10. Technically, I could go craft it if I really wanted to, but I gotta save them for Imperials. But, I don't know, maybe we'll try opening them right at the beginning of Thursday. And if we don't get one, maybe we'll go make a couple purple deeds. We are gonna have to do like 2 to 3 worth of Imperials instead. Or, you know, we're missing out on like 2 or 3 Imperials. Basically 3. Like, there's 3 less Imperials, or 2.5, that we won't be able to make later down the line. But it would allow us to have double magic for next Guild War if we wanted it. +2 permanent magic. Which, of course, would help. So that'll probably be the game plan. The first thing we'll do right before Guild War on Thursday will be open every last one that we can, which is probably like 1 or 2. Probably just 1. And then we'll see if there's a purple. And if not, I'll finally go and waste like 2.5 Imperial deeds to go craft the writs that we need. Because I could just use 2.5 deed books. Do that. Which is 2.5 Imperials, I mean. And then use that to get our purple deed book then. But yeah, we'll do that this Thursday then. We'll see if we get it from the thing. If we don't, we'll just craft the last few then. To get the permanent +2 magic. Just so we can use it for Guild War and obviously all time in the future. Is there anything else we can get from here? Wait, did I not collect this yet? Wait, false alarm! Hold up, never mind, we're getting it now. Hold up, false alarm. Wait, change of plan. U-turn. Wait, we do it live. Wait. Hold, all the holds. Hold every hold. We officially get max magic tonight. Wait. Hold. Alright, we'll grab this. That's +1 magic. And now, what on earth are we upgrading to get the other one? We gotta upgrade 9 troops. Now we gotta figure out how on earth we upgrade 9 troops in all this mess. Alright, let me start with all the mythics, I guess. Even if they're useless, just because they're mythics. Just so we can throw the big tokens on them. Maybe even hit some of the legends that we show sometimes, like Nocturnia that we haven't upgraded. But yeah, we gotta find 9 troops to upgrade here. But yeah, let's start with all the ones that we could orb down. Orb. Yep. Do a silver on it. Do a gold on it. Alright, we gotta do 8 more. Alright, you're next. Gotta do 7 more. Gotta do 6 more. Five more. Honestly, I'm gonna do it on you. 4 more. Three more. Two more. Is there anything else in this high rarity even worth ever using ever? Because at this point, I think we're just going for the really low rarity now. Commons, we got them all. This guy don't have enough copies to do it on at the moment. This one should be ascendable to max. He's still a rare. Okay, let me get this guy real quick. And then we should only need one more after him. Let me get a full ascended. Let me get him fully leveled. And now we should just be able to throw tokens on him. So we throw 3 guards here. And then we throw 2 Yasmin. Then we throw 1 Medal of Orpheus. And then we double check the number. I should only need to upgrade 1 more troop. And that should be permanent +2 magic bonus then. Alright, that brings us to 29. And we only gotta do 1 more. Alright, I might just upgrade another high rarity troop. Maybe we'll do that one legend we didn't upgrade, the Dark Monolith. As that's the last high rarity thing that's kind of, like, not completely useless. And is there anything else in this kingdom you would ever use in any circumstance ever? Even at, like, a 1% chance eventually in some team? Not really. The Empower here, maybe, but I already have her upgraded. The same as the other Empower. I guess I didn't upgrade the Skull Empower, but I'm not... There's a different one in the game that does that ability better. So it doesn't feel that worth to do. I'd rather just do the Dark Monolith. I believe it just gains durability too. It's not even gaining it. Oh no, it gains 6 attack, I guess. But it doesn't even have any score reduction to go with it. Yeah, we're just gonna do Dark Monolith. It's fine. I got like a billion of these things. I think we could afford some. Still got like 45 golds left. Alright, that should be permanent +2 magic. Finally done. As of today, we officially have max magic. We got Blade of Lands. We got Darkstone. We got Karkaroff. Zolkari, which is the easiest one because it's the only one that uses a different color that isn't purple. And then Silverglade. All 5 of the Magic Kingdoms finally 30 starred for the permanent magic bonus. The max amount you can have. So now we can officially no longer gain any magic bonus. Because we got the final one off a hero at level 2000. And we got the final one off a kingdom off of Blade of Lands just now. So it is physically impossible for us to ever get any more magic unless they release a Magic Kingdom. Our magic stat is as high as it could physically go now. At any given time. Both for hero and for all troops. But there we go, we finally got it. It took a while. That took us a good several years. Actually, how long was that? When did they add this mechanic? They've done a couple iterations of it, but the most recent one, I think this has been like a 4 or 5 year grind. But we have finally gotten max magic. While not spending any money towards it other than just like season pass things, like the campaign pass and such. That way I actually got the final deed book from, oddly enough. Though there are ways to grind it now, like spamming explore and stuff like that. Whereas before there wasn't really as many ways, if any, to really grind it. Then PvP in general gives you a lot of them weekly. Way more than you used to be able to get in the past. But finally done. Obviously we still got a lot of kingdoms to upgrade though, but it's all Magic Kingdoms completed for max magic. But anyways, guys, I guess we're going to end it there then. We will be back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week at the same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday's stream will probably go a little bit longer, though every other one will probably be about the standard hour-ish. Thursday will be a little bit longer because I will be doing a ton of Underspire. We will be saving all of our Underspire battles between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to do all on Thursday. So we'll get to see a ton of the new Underspire. Obviously, will be the first day of Guild War, so we'll be doing a lot of focus with that at the beginning of the stream, doing Daemon Guild War and everything with that. We'll have the torches of 3 Underspires to go do. And then, you know, just the standard stuff. But yeah, don't forget to be doing the dailies of the winter thing. A lot of great rewards to go and get, as well as the armor if you didn't get it from past years. So definitely make sure to be doing that, as it does get reset daily. So any day that you don't do it, you do lose the points for. So make sure to be getting that for whatever rewards you want. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys for the first day of Guild War. Don't forget to set your defend teams on Tuesday or Wednesday if you're in a guild through the Guild War menu under the guild tabs over here. Which we'll be able to do as of tomorrow and Wednesday. And then we have Guild War on Thursday. I guess I'll see you guys then. Hope you have a wonderful week. Stay warm out there and have a wonderful holiday. Bye, everyone. And thanks for watching. Oh, you're saying you shouldn't be crafting books? Sorry, I didn't see the other question. It's not bad to necessarily. You do reach a point later in the game, especially once you're getting close to maxing out all Magic Kingdoms, where it does start to become a priority to do Imperials. The main reason to this is because PvP gives so many deed books now that you are eventually going to run out of Imperials rather than deed books. But it's perfectly fine if you only have like a few Magic Kingdoms upgraded to be crafting into purples. You should pretty much stop when you only have like 1 purple kingdom left, or even 2 purple kingdoms left. Because at that point, it will start to get better to go into Imperial. But for your first like 2 purple Magic Kingdoms, it's perfectly fine to do it into books. By the very last one, you definitely want to be starting to prioritize them in Imperials. Because once you have all your purple deed books, 100% of your writs should be going into Imperial. As they will eventually run out. I personally haven't yet. But they will eventually run out with how many more come in through PvP and Explorer and stuff like that. So, but yeah, you can spend it for either. It's perfectly fine. But you do eventually reach a point where you throw them only into Imperial. Which is where we're at right now. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye everyone, and thanks for watching.